Lip fillers have gotten really popular. Everyone wants those nice, thick, juicy lips. But before you think about getting lip fillers, just keep in mind, what is it going to do to your smile? Because yes, it can actually change the way that you smile. You see, it's not just about having fuller lips, because when you have, for example, thicker lips, it means that more of your teeth are going to be covered when you smile. And you might want to think about this before you do something like lip fillers, because if your smile is perfect right now, you might actually make it worse. So in this video, I'm going to go over actually what exactly lip fillers will do to your smile, but also cases where you probably don't want to do it. Basically, lip fillers is different ways of doing it, but basically they inject something into your lips, and the goal is to add volume to your lips. Now, this can actually be beneficial. For example, sometimes people have what's called a gummy smile. A gummy smile is like when you smile and then your upper lip is too high up, and then more of your gums are showing. Now, there could be different reasons for gummy smiles as well, and in those cases, it might be better to avoid getting lip fillers. But if your teeth generally look in the right position and they look like they have the right size, and the only thing is your lip is just too high up, then in that case, lip fillers tend to work pretty good. Because now with the upper lip thickening a little bit, now you start to cover more of the gums, and now when you smile, it looks more natural. Now, the other reason that in these types of cases it might work better is because we want ideal mouth posture. Yes, there's an ideal way that our mouth should just be at rest. Just like when we say to keep your shoulders back and keep your back straight and keep your neck up, it's also important to keep your mouth in a certain position. So ideally, our lips should be closed, our teeth should be slightly touching, and our tongue should be up against the roof of our mouth. Not just the tip of our tongue, but also the middle and back part of our tongue. Now, this posture isn't just for aesthetics. Having this mouth posture from an early age can actually lead to much better health outcomes. For example, if your tongue is up against the roof of your mouth, it encourages your jaw to grow in the shape of your tongue. It'll encourage your jaw to grow wider and forward. This will make more room for all your teeth to come in the right place, because when your jaw is bigger, your teeth tend to come in the right position, and also more room for your airway to develop, or your breathing tubes. So now that you can breathe better, you're less likely to have sleep apnea and less likely to have things like cognitive problems as you get older. Now, this can still benefit you later on in life, because when you have your mouth posture like this, it encourages you to breathe in and out of your nose. And nose breathing is way better than mouth breathing, partly because of the things I talked about before, but also because you absorb oxygen way better through your nose. And your nose is a great filter. It'll prevent you from getting sick, and it'll filter out a lot of the dust and viruses and bacteria. I actually made a lot of videos talking about mouth breathing versus nose breathing, so I'm not going to get into too much detail, but if you want to learn more about it, I put some links down in the description below, so check those out. Now, this is important because if you do get a lip filler, it can actually help with this. So if your upper lip is really high or something, and it's hard for you to keep your lips closed, and then you simply get a lip filler, it can actually help so that you can keep your lips closed at all times. So the reason I'm talking about this is because at the same time of actually improving something, you can actually overdo it and make something worse. So now let's say that you're the type of person who sees these nice lip filler things on Instagram or TikTok, and you already have a nice smile. You're already able to have a good oral posture. But now you decide to get lip fillers because you want them to look a little bit bigger. This can actually make everything worse. It can make it harder for you to keep your lips closed because everything is too big. Or it can end up being not symmetrical, one side could be bigger, and that also depends on the actual esthetician or person that you're going to. But also, this is gonna cover more of your tooth structure. So now if you smile, you're just gonna see more of your lip, you're not really gonna see as much of your teeth. And this can actually make the aesthetics worse. So I'm not telling you to completely avoid lip fillers, because I do think there's a time and place for them, but I do want you to go to the right person. Go to someone who actually understands the anatomy and understands some of the things that I talked about. And make sure you start off with conservative amounts, because it's a lot harder to actually remove some of that filler versus just adding a little bit at a time. But I also think it's important to focus on maintaining good oral posture. So if you notice during the day or just while you're resting, your lips are always open and your mouth is always open, that's actually a sign that you're regularly breathing in and out of your mouth. Now, the lip fillers alone might not be able to help with this, because a lot of it comes down to your proper lip strength and tongue strength. And there's actually people that are trained in helping improve people's lip and tongue strength. And because like I said, it doesn't just help with how you look, it also helps with the rest of your life. It helps you sleep, helps you breathe better. So for example, there's a field called myofunctional therapy. And one of the things that they do is they train people to keep their lips closed and their tongue up against the roof of their mouth. And there's different exercises you can do to strengthen both your lip and your tongue muscles. And simply doing these exercises can help prevent something like sleep apnea. Because when you don't have good oral posture, if you lie on your back and you sleep with your mouth open, your tongue can fall back and go to the back of your throat and start cutting off your breathing. So no matter what the case is, make sure you actually focus on improving your lip and your tongue strength. Now, I did go over some tongue exercises that can help with your posture and help with your sleep. So putting another link in the description below if you want to check those out. So before you get lip filler, just kind of keep in mind what your actual goal is. If your goal is just to have thicker lips, then make sure you talk to someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to like the lip anatomy and the actual lip fillers. But if your goal is to kind of like cover up some of your gummy smile and like show more of your teeth, for example, or like make your teeth look better, then you might also want to talk to a dentist because they also know what they're talking about too. Because dentists don't just look at one tooth, they actually look at the whole face and treat every person differently. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below, and I will see you in the next video. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought like, hey, my smile looks a little too gummy? Or maybe my teeth just look a little too short. There is something in dentistry where we do gum reshaping. Well, the proper term is called a gingivectomy. But before you go jumping into this, let's see if this is actually the right case for you. So this gum reshaping is exactly like it sounds. It's literally someone takes a laser